For many, the most exciting moment of the 9 months is when you first learn whether you're expecting a boy or a girl. Parents who want to know usually find out the sex of their baby at around 16 to 20 weeks into the pregnancy. Meghan Markle is thought to be into her second trimester. If she and Harry chose to share the news at the 12-week mark like many parents-to-be, it would mean that she's now around 15 weeks along. It would also mean she wouldn't have long to learn what she's having, except for the fact that British royals don't typically find out the sex of the baby until it's born. It's a royal tradition that Kate and William reportedly followed for all of their 3 children, never finding out whether they were having until each of their babies arrived. Princess Diana, the royal rebel that she was, is believed to have found out that she was having sons with both of her pregnancies. Even then, it would be a major royal no-no to share that news publicly. As for Meghan breaking protocol and finding out the sex, don't count on it, says one royal expert. Knowing the sex in advance is more American than British, Marlene Koenig told Harper's Bazaar. I will be surprised if they know the sex in advance. If they find out, they will not be telling the world. I cannot think of any British or European royal announcing the sex of a child before the announcement is made. The Duchess of Sussex was snapped by her husband as she stood among giant redwoods in a New Zealand forest. The 37-year-old mum-to-be posed for the photograph in the Redwoods Forest in Rotorua on the final day of the couple's first overseas tour as husband and wife. The sweet snap was shared by Kensington Palace via the official Instagram account and was accompanied by a message from the newlyweds. The post read, "A message from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, thank you New Zealand for the most wonderful last week of our tour. It has been a privilege to meet so many friendly Kiwis. Australia, Fiji, Tonga and NZ, we leave feeling inspired and reminded of how every single one of us can make a difference." The post was also accompanied by a quote by Kate Shepherd, which read, "The rain that refreshes the parched ground, is made up of single drops." The Duke of Sussex is given the photo credit on the Instagram post, meaning he was behind the camera capturing the moment. The stunning image followed an earlier post by Kensington Palace showing the royal couple walking hand-in-hand amongst the 117-year-old redwoods. The couple were seen exploring the majestic forest and its suspension bridges as their 16-day tour of Down Under came to a close. The Duke and Duchess are set to welcome their first child spring 2019, with news of baby Sussex being announced as the couple touched down in Australia in mid-October. Kensington Palace said the couple, who married in Windsor in May, were delighted to be able to share this happy news with the public. The new royal baby will be 7th in line to the throne. Meghan Markle is married to Prince Harry and is expecting his first child, but how old is the Duchess of Sussex and when will she give birth? Meghan Markle has returned to the UK with husband, Prince Harry, following a grueling 16-day tour through Australia, Fiji, Tonga, and New Zealand. The Duchess of Sussex's pregnancy was announced by Kensington Palace as she landed in Sydney to start her first major overseas tour as a member of the royal family. Kensington Palace tweeted, "Their Royal Highness the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are very pleased to announce that the Duchess of Sussex is expecting a baby in the spring of 2019. Because of her age, Meghan's pregnancy is referred to as a geriatric pregnancy. The medical term was introduced by health professionals to refer to women over the age of 35 who become pregnant. However, this is increasingly seen as out of date and some doctors use the terminology advanced maternal age when referring to someone of Meghan's age. Typically, royal pregnancies are not announced until the mum-to-be has been offered her 12-week scan. As Meghan's pregnancy was announced on October 15, this means she is likely to have been pregnant at least 3 months before in July. This would mean she is most likely to give birth in April. But as we do not have any details of how advanced Meghan's pregnancy was at the time of the announcement, this could mean she'd be expecting in March or April. Speculation has been rife about when Meghan's due date, with royal watchers turning to subtle signs to decipher the time frame. The most recent clue came as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex attended the Invictus Games in Sydney in Australia. Meghan wore 3 luxury rings by Canadian jeweller X, and one stacked one upon another. Some fans believe the top green stone represents Meghan's August birthday, with the blue sapphire at the bottom referring to Harry's birthday. That leaves the middle diamond, which could be a secret reference to an April birthday for the new baby. And in another moment on the royal tour, Australian singer Missy Higgins dropped an April bombshell. Missy, who met Meghan at the start of the tour in October, referenced the Duchess' pregnancy in an Instagram post after meeting her. She wrote, "What an hour to meet the beautiful Duchess today. She was such a sweetheart. I said I feel sorry for her having to do all these meet and greets while 4 months pregnant. What a trooper." Meghan Markle will step out this weekend for her first appearance since her royal overseas tour, with the Duchess of Sussex set to attend 3 Remembrance Day engagements. Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, will join Meghan for the 3 Remembrance events along with other members of the royal family. Pregnant Meghan has not been seen in public since her Commonwealth tour with Prince Harry ended last week. But the Duchess of Sussex, 37, will attend 3 events this weekend as the UK marks the centenary of the end of the First World War. Meghan and Kate will make an appearance at the annual Royal Festival of Remembrance at the Royal Albert Hall on Saturday. Prince William and Harry will join their wives and other royals including the Queen. And Prince Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, will have returned to the UK from their 9-day tour of West Africa for the engagement. On Sunday, Meghan and Kate are due to attend the annual Remembrance Day service at the cenotaph with their husbands. Members of the royal family attend the service, which takes place on the second Sunday in November every year, and there will be thousands of similar events across the country as the nation observes a 2-minute silence at 11 a.m. The Queen will view the service from the balcony of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office building. But Prince Philip, who stood down from official royal duties in 2017 and underwent a hip replacement operation earlier this year, is not expected to attend. Charles will lay a wreath on the Queen's behalf, in a sign of the heir to the throne's growing responsibility. And an equerry will lay a wreath on behalf of the Duke of Edinburgh. In the evening, Meghan and Kate will attend the 3rd engagement of the weekend at a service to mark the centenary of the armistice at Westminster Abbey. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge will join the 92-year-old monarch at the event, which marks 100 years since the armistice was signed, ending the First World War. It comes after Harry and Meghan delighted royal fans with their busy 16-day tour, which saw them visit Australia, Fiji, Tonga, and New Zealand. Meghan announced her pregnancy as she landed in Sydney on October 15 for the first day of the trip. The Duchess of Sussex pulled out of a number of engagements in Australia due to her pregnancy. But since then Meghan has showed no signs of slowing down as she prepares for the Remembrance engagements, just over a week after returning from New Zealand. However, Meghan will leave Harry to complete one event solo as he is scheduled to visit the Field of Remembrance at Westminster Abbey on his own on Thursday. As Prince Harry and Meghan Markle prepare to become parents for the first time, there's no doubt the couple are brushing up on all the royal protocol they must follow after the birth. But there's good news for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The expectant parents will be much less restricted about which names they can choose for their child. While there is unspoken rule that those in line for the throne must name offspring after past kings or other royal ancestors, those not in direct succession have much more freedom. A perfect example is Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew, who did the royal equivalent of naming their daughters Blanket and Apple by choosing the names Beatrice and Eugenie. The further down the line of succession, the more likely you are to have a more unique or untraditional name. Carolyn Harris, author of Raising Royalty, 1,000 Years of Royal Parenting, told Vogue Australia. We see, from the diversity of names among the Queen's descendants, that the Queen does seem willing to allow the descendants to choose their own names. However, there is still one tradition Meghan and Harry are expected to follow, waiting several days to publicly release their baby's name so they can tell Queen Elizabeth and the rest of the royal family first. According to royal commentator Victoria Arbiter, the reasons for this is so they can celebrate their new arrival in private and check the name is suitable. Royals, however, also have to consider the great responsibility in naming a new member of the family, and I expect they want to be 100% certain of their choice before announcing the name and sealing the baby's place in history, Arbiter told Town & Country. Despite the more relaxed rules dictating what Meghan and Harry will do, UK bookies are still tipping the couple will pick a traditionally royal name. Victoria, Arthur, Albert and Diana are hot favourites, as are the names of Harry's grandparents, Elizabeth and Philip.